Foremost, wanted to say thank you to all the judges. Last week went awesome. I'm really impressed and proud of everybody for being able to withstand such awesome standards. And I was making my rounds, and I didn't have to yell at anybody specifically. So thank you very much for spending all the time that you have, getting everybody through the open. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. But in the same process, we want to make sure that you are comfortable no-repping. This workout is going to be a little bit more heartache as far as somebody being the last couple reps and they might touch the chest to bar. If it's a questionable rep, make sure that you no-rep it. Okay, you're only going to be cheating that individual out of doing the workout as prescribed, like we're always fighting for. So just make sure that you are being strong judges. Be confident with your call. If you're not confident or if you're not comfortable, please speak up to us, let us know. If you don't want to judge one person specifically because there's too much pressure, let us know. We can always find, we have a lot of judges, we can always find somebody new or somebody else to take that. But we are hoping that you're able to maintain quality standards. And thank you again. All right guys, 14.2, we're going to cover some judging standards, the workout, and just some other things to kind of think about. If you're planning on doing this workout outside of the heat times. Okay, so first we'll cover the workout. 14.2, we've got a 3-minute ascending ladder. Essentially, we're going to start off with 10 overhead squats, 10 chest to bar pull-ups, 10 overhead squats, 10 chest to bar pull-ups. Rest. If you're able to complete that in under the 3-minute time cap, you must stop and rest. Okay. At the minute of 3, you can then begin your next round. Okay, we're going to cover some of the standards and things that we're going to watch out for, but you have to start standing fully upright before you move on to the next rep or the next round. This will continue to go on until you're unable to complete it in the 3-minute time cap that you're on. Okay, a couple other things to kind of watch out for and just be aware of. We do want to make sure that that all the judging and everything is going on legit. So we're going to cover some standards, but also we want to make sure that the gym isn't chaos. Okay, so we're back over in the DFE bear cave area. So things to think about: if you are doing it outside of the assigned heat time, Saturday or Sunday in Alamo, the workout is done back here. Okay, we're not going to have any workouts going on out in the main gym unless it's in or a part of class. Okay, so that way we can keep the disruptive workouts back here. Right here you can see there is a graph or just like a list. This is for unofficial heat times. This does not count as a heat, this is more of a round. But if you come back here and there's a group of people already back here, basically just put your name up and we'll have like a wait list, an unofficial wait list. You are responsible for providing your own judge outside of the heat times. Try to avoid, unless you've talked ahead of time with a coach, try to avoid having the coaches doing it. We're coaching a lot of classes back to back and sometimes needing to get a little break and a rest away, maybe if we're especially if we're planning on doing that workout in the day. Just make sure that you show up prepared. Warm up, get ready to go, make sure you have your judge ready to go. At the same time, show them a few reps so they know where your standards are. Okay? We're going to go over some standards here in just a minute. So here we go. We've got the overhead squat. I'm going to have Lenny demonstrate a couple good reps, and we're just going to kind of point out some things to watch for. One thing you can do, if you notice she's standing right next to a rig, if you find any kind of a point where it's a flat, straight up and down, use that as a reference point. Okay? So Lenny's going to go ahead and get that part of a front rack or an overhead squat. So she is below parallel, hip crease below parallel. Make sure you're able to see that, and then at the top, she's going to come all the way up to a full extended position. If you notice the pull-up bar, it's straight. She's got a nice even straight up and down. Now go ahead and give me a full neck to not all the way. So she's going to go all the way down, and then come all the way kind of up. Okay, so she's locked out her legs. But her hips are not extended. Okay, she should be standing straight up and down. Okay, a couple things to kind of go over. Watch a couple reps beforehand. Make sure that they understand the difference between full upright and bent. Range of motion below parallel. Okay. If they are not squatting below parallel, be clear. Tell them that's a no rep. Okay. If they don't know it's a no rep, they're going to want to continue to go because they're going to go fast. They may open up all the way, but they're not reaching full range of motion. Okay. And it can be kind of tight, so make sure that you're watching your judge and judging from a side profile, just like how we are now, okay? You can't tell whether they're full range of motion on this side, okay? It's too hard to tell, okay?
Hey guys, I'm going to judge Jamie today, and I'm going to be vocal about what is a good rep and a no rep. Here we go. Good. No. Good. Good. No. No. Good. Good. No rep.
Alright guys, so we're going to go over the chest bar pull-ups. I'm going to have Lenny do a few chest bar pull-ups. The biggest thing we want to watch and make sure that the judges are doing correctly is watching from a good profile. I cannot tell if she's able to make contact here when I'm watching from behind. I can't tell, I can't see contact, okay? So we need to be able in a good visual position so where we can see contact from below the collarbone, okay? If you are able to touch one shoulder, that's a good rep, okay? But if it's touching the throat, obviously that's a no rep. It's not throat to bar. If you hit down here, that's below the clavicle, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch from right here so I can see the space between the Lenny and the bar. If I don't see space underneath, we're gonna count that a good rep. If I see a little bit of space or daylight underneath, that's a no rep, okay? No rep. 1, 2. So we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the strategies you may have. If you're able to do big sets of chest bar pull-ups, it's awesome. But have a plan to go singles at some point. And when you do go singles, make sure that you're following the correct standards. For example, when you do go to a single, you're going to come down to the ground. You may have a little bit of slack, you might be at a lower bar. Make sure that you're beginning your pull-up with your feet off the ground while your arms are at a full extension. For example, when I go to a pull-up, this is a lower bar, I can do these. When I go to a lower bar, I want to make sure my feet are off the ground when I go to pull. I can come back down, that's fine. But if I start with my arms bent and I go to pull before my feet come off, that's going to be a no rep. Okay, so make sure that you're starting fully extended and make sure you get that chest to the bar. The scorecards for 14.2. I'm not going to mark it because I want to make sure that we're using all of them versus wasting. So for example, we have the first round, it's 10, 10, 10, 10. Don't worry about keeping a continuous count. You can add them all up at the end. Keep it simple, keep it straightforward so that way the athlete knows when they are done with each movement. So when they complete the 10 overhead squats, check that box off, move on to the 10 chest to bar pull-ups. When they complete 10 chest to bar pull-ups, mark that box off and then continue on until they're done with the workout. It's going to be very important that you're able to count out loud so they know where you're at least towards the end of the set. Okay, if they're continuing to go after they finish 10, you should be letting them know you're done, okay?